Hello, my name is Evan Parker, and today we're going to be talking about the harmful impact of digital technology. This is for my digital ethics class for North Park University of the School of Professional Studies, taught by none other than Trevor James. So, just to jump into things, we're going to be talking about the overuse of digital technology and how it is very common. It is a very common problem that many Americans actually struggle with. By limiting the use of technology, we can actually better ourselves in various different ways. So today we're going to be talking about how essentially we're overusing technology. We're going to talk about the health risks and concerns. And we're going to be talking about how we can potentially avoid those health risks as well. But the reason why I chose this topic is because I feel like it's very relatable to me. It's probably very relatable to a lot of different people as well. As I said, many Americans struggle with this, so if you're one of the people that can relate to constantly overusing your phone, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and you catch yourself wasting time throughout the day, we're going to talk about what kind of health risks that we're taking. So, just the negative impacts of digital technology. Like I said, poor social skills, that's a very huge thing to me and to probably a lot of other people as well when they're overusing their technology. Trying to have a conversation with someone when they keep getting messages, that's probably very annoying. Education, overuse of technology actually takes away from the actual learning. So what that means is a lot of kids these days, middle school, high school, even in college, a lot of these kids have known nothing but digital technology as learning through Google instead of learning through actual reading, which is kind of sad to see when you think about it. But the actual learning from digital technology, it helps, but at the same time, it's hurting us as well, more than we realize. So the physical effects, just to name a few, which I will list off a little bit more later and go into detail: obesity, bad posture, poor eyesight, and headaches. Like I said, I do relate to this. I have god-awful eyesight. Having your brightness up a little bit too high on your phone can definitely damage that as well, even on your laptop or sitting too close. Playing your Nintendo Switch or your PS4, Xbox, whatever, for a long period of time, that can damage as well. Privacy and security, that's a huge thing too. I don't know if we all realize this, but when we're on social media, we give access to our data. Our data is given to a third party that basically allows that to do whatever it likes with that information. And to me, I think that's a huge negative impact that digital technology has, just because it's just like little pop-ups and things like that obviously we don't want to see, but it is a risk to our privacy. So mental health, I'm going to go into that a little bit more later as well, and lack of sleep is a huge thing too. So the negative impacts of just social media, just to name a few: depression and anxiety, cyberbullying, and fear of missing out. Obviously that depression and anxiety is a huge thing too. Just constantly scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, whatever, you tend to find yourself just sitting there wasting time, hours on end, and you kind of just catch yourself in a loop of just not doing anything, which that kind of sets into that depression. And the cyberbullying, obviously that's been a huge thing over the years too. Fear of missing out is essentially seeing different posts on Instagram of events that you could be at but you're not, and you're wishing that you were there. Positive impact on digital technology. I didn't want to talk about this too much because I wanted to focus on the negative aspects, but I also wanted to focus on the other side of things as well, just to give you guys a perspective of yes, digital technology does help us, but it's also hurting us too. So digital technology, yes, it does make our lives easier, and it is more efficient for us and helps with increased productivity. However, that increased productivity may be good, but it also can be hurtful if used in the wrong ways. If we're just using our technology for the wrong reasons, such as for entertainment purposes, then it can be very time wasting. Technology also enables us to save time and money, and it also helps with digital marketing services as well, and has many other marketing needs too, and business related um, advances that help as well. But I just wanted to name a few just to give you guys the idea. So, overuse of digital technology, the main reason. Addiction to our devices is a main lead of this, and I think we can all relate to this. At some point in our lives, we've kind of just sat there on our phone, scrolling through Instagram, whatever, Facebook, and we get lost in time. We do. Whether it's 10, 15 minutes, even to an hour, where we find one video on YouTube and it goes to another, then it goes to the next. The next thing we know, it's been an hour and a half, and your time's completely wasted. Constantly checking social media. I'm definitely a victim of this. I don't know if you guys are as well. Where you're out in public, whether you're like waiting in line for something, and you're just casually checking Facebook or Instagram, just because you're bored, and it's simply just because of that. Time wasting, as I've mentioned before, it's a very huge thing that digital technology can do to you. Alienation from others and creating laziness. I don't know about you guys. I think that with the whole COVID-19 and being quarantined, a lot of people have either taken this as a positive way to look at things or a negative way to look at things. I know a lot of people that have just sat around on the couch, getting their Netflix in, playing Candy Crush on their phones, and I've been trying to do the opposite. I don't know if you've heard a little bit, but my dad's working around outside. He retired back in the beginning of January, and instead of just kind of watching TV around the house, he's been actually creating do-it-yourself projects, which is what I'm going to be getting into a little bit more on, like how to keep your mind activated. But so digital technology health impacts. Mobile phones actually emits a radio frequency energy, which is a form of a non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation, which can be absorbed by tissues close to the phone. So essentially what that means is if you're sleeping too close to your phone at night, like that radiation is being absorbed by the tissues in your brain, and it's very harmful to you. So I'd recommend not sleeping next to your phone at night. If you do already, don't. If you don't, that's great. Scientists have reported adverse health effects by using mobile phones, including changes in the brain activity, reaction times, and sleep patterns. So, other health impacts. So, watching too much television can actually increase your risk of developing Alzheimer's, dementia, and can cause brain damage. Like I said, my dad's been doing his best on trying to keep his mind active, doing puzzles, whether that's word searches, Sudoku, actual physical puzzles, or even like projects around the house. So he's been pretty good with that. Overuse of cellular devices can cause headaches, risk of cancer, sleep disorders, depression, and shortness of temper. Those stats were actually mainly subjected by the ages of young teens through 30 years old, but I think that really falls for just about anyone. Like I know my mom she's gotten headaches sometimes from watching too much TV, and like I think that's really possible for just about anyone, especially watching TV in a dark room, which I wouldn't really recommend. So my conclusion and recommendations for everyone to avoid these health risks for digital technology and how they can affect us are limiting your usage time with your TV, your iPad, your cellular devices, your Xbox, your PlayStation, whatever. Limit your time with it. And I know some of these apps actually have time limiting notifications on them. I know Instagram's one of them that does that, and I've caught myself literally just scrolling for like minutes to even hours on end, just looking at nonsense. Going outside and be active. Right now is probably the best time to do that. It's beginning to be summertime. It is summertime. So that's always great. Like, we got beautiful weather. Like, get outside, go ride your bike, go play basketball, go for a walk. Just whatever it is, just do something. Don't sit around playing on your phone. Read more. Activate your brain and your muscle memory, which is definitely going to be good for the long run too. Create projects for yourself. Like I said, my dad's been outside doing, like, making projects around the house, even just little arts and crafts projects too. Like, that's always helpful as well. And limiting your social media use. I cannot stress this enough. I might even, like, take a little cleanse myself and just, like, stay off Facebook and Instagram for like a couple days, and just to see how I feel mentally, because I've realized over like the last couple of days, like, I kind of like wanted to just let myself go just to see how I felt, and like, honestly, like, I don't feel great. Like, I've been like constantly just checking my phone like every like 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, that's an over exaggeration, but like, you get to a point where you're looking at your phone so much where it almost starts to give you a headache, and like, it's not a good feeling. But I think what I'm gonna do is to just limit myself on social media very strictly, to the point where I'm going on maybe like once or twice a day, if anything. But yeah, limiting your social media can actually help positively with your emotions in a very huge way. You're more focused on life, more focused on uh, being more productive, such as, like, as I said, getting projects done, or even getting homework done, getting reading, and doing other things that make you happy, instead of just sitting there playing around with your devices. So thank you for listening. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And this was my presentation on how digital technology can be harmful to you. Thank you.